Hello, my name is Cynthia Woodring. I teach Hatha Yoga at Studio 206 in Charlottesville, Virginia. I teach an alignment-based style of yoga, and I'm influenced by the Iyengar, Anusara, and Pilates methods. And some of my most memorable teachers have been Doug Keller, Desiree Rumbau, Eric Schiffman, Sarah Powers, and Sandra Pleasance. I'll be teaching the eagle pose today, and the eagle pose is named after Garuda, the mythic king of the birds. I like this pose because it's symbolic of, for me anyway, the dance that the eagles make during their courtship. They fly to a great height, and sometimes they'll lock talons and, go up into this great height, lock talons, and sail down through the air. And when they're just about to hit the ground, fly off again. So the pose has both of those qualities of locking in and releasing. So it's got a great metaphor inherent in it of kind of contracting and holding tight to something and then letting it go, and the liberation that can come from that act. I'll be teaching some preparations for Garudasana, the eagle pose. Some of them for the arms, some of them for the legs. And I like to teach modified versions because for some the balancing in this pose is a little tricky. So you might want to have a block nearby or handy for when we head towards the balancing aspect of the pose. Beginning with the arm positions, again, that's this idea that the eagle is taking flight, so lifting the arms out and up, and the chest kind of puffs out, armpits wide open, and then crossing your right arm under your left. As best you can, make a full cross of the upper arms so that you can bend your elbows. Bending the elbows, bring the forearms as close together as you can. For some of you, you may even be able to wrap the wrists and bring the palms closer together. Another variation here would be to open the arms and simply try to bring the forearms together. For many, this is a difficult situation for the shoulders to manage. And so you may find yourself about here, and just gently work to bring the elbows closer and closer together. If they manage to come together, you can turn your palms towards you and see about bringing the insides of your wrists here together. Spread the fingers and lift the elbows up. You will experience a fairly dramatic stretch to your shoulder girdle. If you're doing the crossed variation, again, right arm under left, wrap around, and in the same way, lifting the elbows up, resisting the tendency to allow the ribs to follow the movement of the arms. So the ribs stay connected at the core. And so you're just really getting this lovely stretch for your shoulders. Okay. Second side, open the arms. And take the left arm under the right, cross, wrap if that's available, lift the elbows up. I'll show you the second variation. Inhaling the arms out, and just bringing the forearms together, maybe to here, maybe to here, maybe to here, maybe opening up your fingers, elbows up. Now here, obviously, you're kind of looking at your arms. Open up your peripheral vision so that you can see on either side of you. And then release and open, returning the arms to their sides. Okay, so we'll just do a couple of extension into the arms and then back into the eagle arms a couple of times. Inhale, lift the arms. And exhale, right arm under left. Wrap and lift the elbows. Release again. And wrap and lift, so changing arms. Again, right arm underneath, lift, and left arm underneath, and release. Good. So roll your shoulders a little bit. You might have felt that quite a bit in the upper shoulders and the upper back. Now working in the legs, the position of the legs, bend your knees. So first thing we're kind of trying to get is a bit of an ankle stretch. And then straighten the knees. Bend the knees again. See how much you can bend your knees while keeping your heels down. Now sink some weight into your heels, almost like you're going to sit on a chair. And see if you can bend your knees maybe a little bit more. And stretch the knees. Good. Now bend the knees and lift up one leg. And do the second leg. Doesn't matter which one. Just lift and lower. Change again. Bend the knees, lift and lower. Bend the knees, lift and lower. Finally going into kind of a wrap situation with the legs as well. Bend the knees, lift the right leg up, and see if you can cross thighs and squeeze the legs together, and then release. So you're kind of just flirting with the leg position now. Bend the knees, cross the left leg, wrap and squeeze, release, and stretch the knees again. Once more, wrap. Try to squeeze your lower legs together. Some of you will be able to wrap that foot right around the calf. See if you can track your knees back towards the midline. It's kind of the advanced practice. And release. Once again, bend the knees, cross, squeeze the legs together, either upper legs, lower legs maybe, wrap maybe. Sit down a little deeper, track the knees forward, and release. All right, so if you found that kind of a disaster, hard to get the wrap or hard to find your balance, get your block ready. I like to put it on the lowest height, but you may find that because of the proportions of your legs, you want to put it a little higher. Bending your knees, wrap your left leg up and around, and just touch your toes over there. It's kind of nice. That way you can have a little bit more stability in the pose. Try the second side. Put the block right beside your left foot. Bend the knees, bring the right leg over, touch. And you can maybe even bend the knees a little more deeply because it's a little bit more safe. And release. Okay, so with or without the block, we'll practice the pose together. Garudasana. Inhale the arms up. We'll take the right arm under the left, wrap, or simply bring forearms together. Lift the elbows up, bend the knees, draw the lower navel in. See how much you can bend at the ankle. Sit your hips back a little bit. Wait until you're really steady here. Open up your peripheral vision. And then bring up your right leg. Wrap. Breathe. And then release. Let go. That's the best moment. And return the hands to the heart. Second side. Inhale. Wrap left arm under right. Elbows up. Front ribs down. Sit down into the legs. Keep the inner ankles lifted and away from each other. Inner arches lifted. Left leg comes up. Take your time. Squeeze and wrap. Open up peripheral vision. Breathe. And release the pose. Thank you for helping to build the bridge with ihanuman.com. Namaste.